brought to you by Modelo.
These are the moments when fighters refused to let the scorecards decide their fate. The comebacks, the buzzer beaters, and the walk-off knockouts that shook the arena.
Complete astonishment inside T-Mobile Arena.
Let's dive into 10 UFC moments where only a finish could save the fight.
35. Max Holloway remarkably still just 32. Both fighters 5'11" tall.
Max Holloway had already proven his point. For nearly 5 rounds, he controlled the exchanges, dictated the pace, and neutralized Justin Gaethje's signature aggression. On the scorecards, Holloway was comfortably ahead. He could have coasted, avoided risk, and taken a decision victory that few would question. But in the final 10 seconds, Holloway made a decision that defined his legacy. He stepped forward, pointed to the center of the octagon, and invited Gaethje to trade.
Holloway shows some mortality.
Both fighters threw everything they had left, and with just a single second remaining, Holloway landed a clean right hand that ended the fight instantly.
Oh, big connection late.
What would have been a routine win became one of the most iconic moments in UFC history. A finish that elevated Holloway from winner to legend. That refusal to settle for a decision became a theme in 2024, and the next fighter to prove it was Ilia Topuria. When Ilia Topuria faced Max Holloway, he wasn't just defending his title, he was defending his reputation. The fight was competitive early, with Holloway landing combinations and pressuring forward, testing the young champion's composure. Topuria knew that edging out a decision over Holloway wouldn't be enough to silence critics. In the third round, he found his moment. He adjusted his timing, countered a Holloway jab, and connected with a powerful right hand that dropped the former champion instantly. The follow-up strikes sealed the victory. In that moment, Topuria proved that he wasn't just a new name at featherweight. He was the man to beat. Against a legend like Holloway, only a finish could make that statement. From a rising star to a fallen contender, the next story is about redemption and risk that paid off in the most violent way possible. Dominic Reyes had once come inches away from beating John Jones for the light heavyweight title. Years later, he found himself struggling to rebuild. Against Anthony Smith, he needed not just a victory, but a statement. The first round was competitive. Smith landed kicks and pressured forward, forcing Reyes backward and leaving the outcome uncertain. But in the second round, Reyes found his rhythm. A crisp, straight left landed cleanly, followed by a series of elbows that forced the referee to stop the fight.
I think Dominic can stop this fight. He's going to stop the fight, yeah.
That'll do it.
It was the kind of finish that erased doubt. A decision win might have been forgotten, but this knockout reminded everyone that Dominic Reyes still belonged among the best. Some fighters rebuild through patience. Others, like Beksat Almakhan, do it in seconds. Brad Katona was known for his durability and defensive skill. Finishing him was something few had managed, but Beksat Almakhan didn't plan on letting the fight go long. Just over a minute into the first round, Almakhan closed the distance and landed a short uppercut that ended the fight instantly. Katona fell, motionless, as the referee stepped in. It was fast, clean, and decisive, a knockout that left no questions unanswered.
Хан раздергивает, ну и... Ух ты, вот это попадание! Как быстро все сделал!
When a fighter has that kind of power, decisions aren't part of the plan. But sometimes, the finish isn't about raw speed. Sometimes, it's about refusing to let the round, or the fight, slip away. Edmen Shahbazyan was facing a dangerous grappler in Andre Muniz, someone capable of turning a single mistake into a submission. Muniz controlled much of the round with pressure and clinch work, forcing Shahbazyan backward. With seconds left in the first round, Shahbazyan exploded with a left hand that stunned Muniz. He followed with precise ground and pound until the referee waved it off, just 2 seconds before the horn.
About this kid before that fight, those questions have been answered. Period.
If the round had ended, Muniz would have recovered, and the fight might have gone in a different direction. But Shabazian didn't let that happen. The finish saved the fight, and maybe his momentum in the division. While Shabazian's knockout came at the buzzer, Sean O'Malley's came from pure timing. Sean O'Malley's title fight against Aljamain Sterling was billed as striker versus grappler. The narrative was simple. Could O'Malley keep the fight standing long enough to land his shots? He answered that question early in the second round. As Sterling moved forward behind pressure, O'Malley slipped, countered, and landed a right hand that dropped the champion. A short series of punches forced the stoppage. It was the cleanest possible answer to months of doubt. O'Malley didn't just win, he made sure there was no argument left to have. Some fighters find redemption through finishes. Others, like Israel Adesanya, find peace. Few rivalries in MMA carry as much personal history as Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira. Pereira had beaten Adesanya twice in kickboxing and once in the UFC. This rematch was Adesanya's chance to rewrite everything. Pinned against the cage, Adesanya looked vulnerable again. Pereira advanced with heavy shots, sensing another finish. But this time, Adesanya fired back. A counter right hand caught Pereira clean, followed by a left that ended the rivalry instantly. A decision could never have erased years of frustration. Only that knockout could. Some finishes are born from revenge, others are born from chaos, and no one thrives in chaos like Khamzat Chimaev. Robert Whittaker tested Khamzat Chimaev like few others ever had. His movement, striking, and defense frustrated Chimaev through the early exchanges. For a moment, it looked like the unbeaten phenom might be heading toward his first decision loss. But Chimaev adjusted. He feinted a strike, changed levels, and took Whittaker down. Within seconds, he transitioned to the back and secured a rear naked choke. Whittaker was forced to tap. It was a reminder that Chimaev doesn't rely on judges or pacing. He creates his own ending when he needs it. But if Chimaev's finish was tactical, Dricus du Plessis's was pure aggression. Dricus du Plessis entered UFC 290 as the underdog. Robert Whittaker was expected to dominate, and the opening round seemed to confirm it. But du Plessis refused to follow the script. In the second round, he landed a clean right hand that stunned Whittaker, followed by relentless pressure and ground strikes that forced a stoppage. It was one of the biggest upsets of the year and the performance that earned him a title shot. Without that finish, du Plessis might have faded into the scorecards. Instead, he stamped his name into middleweight history. And for our final moment, we look at a finish that came with perfect timing and flawless execution. Roman Kopylov was quietly building a streak of highlight finishes. Against Claudio Ribeiro, he delivered his cleanest yet. Midway through the second round, Kopylov feinted low and went high, landing a perfectly timed left head kick that ended the fight immediately. Ribeiro fell where he stood, and the referee stepped in without hesitation. It was a finish that required patience, precision, and composure, the kind that separates good fighters from great ones. The UFC is built on moments like these, when the judges' scorecards mean nothing and a fighter's will decides everything. If you enjoyed revisiting these unforgettable moments, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the next breakdown of MMA's most defining fights.